In the early light over Jerusalem, the city breathes a sacred silence. Mist clings to the Mount of Olives. The ancient stones shimmer like witnesses to eternity. Beneath them lie thousands of graves, silent souls awaiting the call of resurrection. And now, something extraordinary is happening. The earth beneath these tombs is shifting, moving, drawing closer toward the very gate where prophecy says the Messiah will one day return. Could this movement be coincidence or the whisper of something divine? Before we continue, subscribe for more discoveries where faith meets archaeology, and don't forget to turn on notifications for our next revelation from the Holy Land. For over 3,000 years, the Mount of Olives has stood as Jerusalem's eastern guardian. It is more than a hill. It is a threshold between heaven and earth. Kings, prophets, and pilgrims have all stood here, gazing upon the holy city's golden walls. The Hebrew prophets spoke of this mountain with trembling voices. Zechariah foresaw the day when the Lord's feet shall stand upon the Mount of Olives, and the mountain shall split in two. Ezekiel 44:1-3 declared that the eastern gate, the gate facing this very mountain, would remain sealed until the prince himself enters through it. Between them lies the Kidron Valley, a line drawn through both time and eternity. For the Jewish people, this valley became the most sacred burial ground on earth, the place where resurrection would begin. Every grave on the Mount of Olives faces west, directly toward the sealed eastern gate. Every headstone a silent declaration: when the Messiah comes, I will rise to meet him. But now, archaeologists and geologists studying the mount have noticed something strange. The terrain itself appears to be shifting westward, inch by inch, year by year, toward Jerusalem's Temple Mount. Satellite imaging and ground surveys reveal subtle slides in the limestone bedrock, a slow migration of soil and stone that carries with it the ancient tombs. It's not an earthquake. It's not construction. It's a gradual, almost imperceptible movement, as if the mountain itself is responding to some unseen command. Some say it's due to underground erosion. Others whisper of prophecy, of the ground preparing itself for the day Zechariah foretold, when the Mount of Olives will split apart and the Lord will appear. Could this movement be the earth's anticipation of that day? Across the valley stands the Eastern Gate, also known as the Golden Gate, sealed shut for over 500 years. The Ottoman Sultan Suleiman Magnificent ordered it closed in the 1500s, hoping to block the Messiah's return. He even placed a Muslim cemetery before it, believing no holy man would cross a field of the dead. But prophecy cannot be walled in. In sealing the gate, the Sultan may have fulfilled Ezekiel's words to the letter. This gate shall be shut. It shall not be opened, and no man shall enter by it, for the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered by it. And now, from the east, the Mount of Olives, that ancient burial ridge, seems to be drawing nearer to the very gate that waits for the coming king. It is as though creation itself is aligning with prophecy, stone calling to stone, dust calling to dust, in anticipation of the one who will open the gate that no man can. Modern science may dismiss this as geology, shifts in tectonic plates, water erosion, gravity at work on ancient rock. And yet, the Bible has always described the earth as alive, responsive to the voice of its creator. The mountains quake before him, said Nahum. The hills melt, and the earth heaves at his presence. Could these subtle earth movements be a physical echo of a spiritual reality, a trembling of creation as divine plans unfold? For centuries, prophets saw the Mount of Olives as the starting point of resurrection. According to Jewish tradition, when the Messiah comes, the dead buried there will be the first to rise, their graves bursting open as his feet touch the mountain. It is no wonder that over 150,000 people are buried there. Rabbis, kings, prophets, and pilgrims, all waiting for that moment. And now, it seems as if the graves themselves are reaching forward, as though drawn by a divine magnet toward the gate of glory. In recent years, Jerusalem has witnessed signs that many connect to prophecy. Shofars sounding from unseen hills, unexplained lights over the Temple Mount, the discovery of ancient artifacts near Golgotha, and the city of David that match biblical descriptions long dismissed as legend. Now, add to that list the quiet movement of the Mount of Olives, a shifting earth beneath one of the holiest places on the planet. Is this natural or supernatural? Perhaps it is both. For prophecy often unfolds in the ordinary, in the slow turning of stones and seasons, until suddenly the veil is lifted and history becomes revelation. When Jesus ascended into heaven from the Mount of Olives, the angels told his disciples, "This same Jesus who was taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as you saw him go." The same place, the same path, the same glory, but this time descending through the clouds in power. Imagine that moment, the eastern sky torn open in blinding light, the sealed gate shattering under divine command, and from the dust of the Mount of Olives, movement. The graves tremble, the stones crack. The sound of rushing wind fills the valley as life returns to the dust of ages. For the Lord himself shall descend, and those who sleep in faith shall rise first. The very alignment of this ancient mountain with the eastern gate is no accident. It is design. It is destiny. A countdown written not in numbers, but in the movement of the earth itself. Every grain of sand on the Mount of Olives testifies he is coming. Every sealed stone of the eastern gate proclaims nothing can stop him. And every shifting grave whispers through the centuries, the king is near. So what are we to make of this? Perhaps these movements are not only geological, perhaps they are spiritual reminders that time is drawing closer, that prophecy does not sleep, that even the stones of Jerusalem are preparing for the King of Glory to enter in. The Mount of Olives waits, the eastern gate remains sealed, and the world watches as prophecy unfolds. When the graves move, when the earth itself trembles toward the gate, could it be that heaven is whispering, "Prepare, for the Lord is near"?